Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment, as we already have a team that has moved up to the number one overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. I made a mock draft a couple of days ago and I decided, let me not mock a trade just yet, even though I know it's probably going to happen. Thank God I did that, in my opinion, because I wasn't going to have the Panthers. I really thought the Panthers was a possibility, but they went out there today and they got it done. The Carolina Panthers are now picking first overall in the 2023 NFL Draft. Wow. What a trade here for the Panthers. What a trade here for the Bears. And we're going to get to the Tennessee Titans aspect of this as well, because I do have a lot of Titans fans that watch my channel and they want to know my opinion and how it pertains to the Titans, and it very much so does, and we're going to get to that later on, okay? But let me at least do 5 minutes when it comes to these two teams and what it means for these two teams. How do I feel about this trade? So I am very much so of the belief that assuming you can at least give them enough things to work with, that CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are going to be franchise quarterbacks at the next level. That's it. Not Anthony Richardson, not Will Levis. Just those two. Now, I'm still on Twitter. This news just broke. Everyone is assuming that they're going to take Young or Stroud. I'm assuming even further that they're going to take Stroud. I think CJ Stroud is a better fit for Frank Reich and what he normally does, his system. He does typically prefer a CJ Stroud type quarterback, a bigger build, more of a pocket passer. But I'm not convinced that entirely yet. Some people are. They can still take Young. In my opinion, Young is still ever so slightly better prospect than CJ Stroud. And I'm still taking Young over Stroud despite the height, despite the size and all that, just because from what I saw on tape, and especially now you're thinking about Carolina, from what I saw on tape, when things break down, Bryce Young can still make plays. He can still lead your team. He can still be clutch. He has a cool head on his shoulders. Analytically, statistically, he's better than Stroud. Well, although Stroud threw for more touchdowns this year. You can argue he got a better stat line this year, but Stroud had way more talent around him. I think Bryce Young was a better college quarterback. I think Bryce Young was a better high school quarterback. I think he's going to be the better NFL quarterback. That's what I believe. That's not what happens all the time. It's not what happens all the time. It's what I believe. So I would still take Young, especially because I look at this Carolina roster. Next year, their wide receiver core is bad. I mean, look, Panther fans, your wide receiver core stinks. I mean, Terrace Marshall Jr. is now your wide receiver 1 PU. And look, I still think he has a lot of potential. He had, 490 receiving yards? He's only year 2. I don't know if that's a good thing, though. 490 yards. That's your wide receivers 1 now. So he has nothing to throw to. And he can continue to improve. And you have Shi Smith and Laviska Shenault, who was hurt. Laviska Shenault was hurt this year. But your wide receiver core stinks. So you still have, and by the way, I didn't even get to the details of the trade. I'm so excited. So the details of the trade were this. So the Panthers gave up the 9th overall pick, San Francisco's original second-round pick, so the 61st pick. The Panthers still have their own second-round pick of this draft. They gave up their 2024 first, they gave up their 2025 second, and they gave up DJ Moore. So DJ Moore has left the building, and we're going to get to DJ Moore and the Bears in a second. So now you have to take a wide receiver at 39. I think the Panthers are picking at pick 39 in the second round. You have to take a wide receiver. You have to. Point blank period, you have to. There's no choice. It's whatever wide receiver is available, whether it be Jalen Hyatt, whether it be Joshua Downs, whether it be, I don't think Addison's going to fall that far, but maybe Jordan Addison, if he falls that far. I don't think Zay Flowers is going to be there, but you have to take a wide receiver. At this point, your wide receiver core stinks. Now, the running back situation is interesting because this year, Deontay Foreman played very well, but he's an upcoming free agent. For how well he played, I mean, he had 900 yards. Are you going to re-sign him? Are you going to, hand the keys off to Chuba Hubbard? I don't know. I don't think so, because I would have assumed you guys would have done that last year when you guys traded away Christian McCaffrey. So, I mean, the running back situation, it was good last year. It was a very strong run game last year. I don't know what it's going to be this year, but I think Kim Okon was going to continue to develop. Taylor Moton, right tackle, is good. The rest of the offensive line, Austin Corbett's good. The rest of the offensive line, it's okay. Offensive line is decent. So I think, whether it's Stroud or Young, I think there's going to be some ability to cook as long as you get that wide receiver or go pay one. I'm not sure about the Panthers cap situation. In fact, let's look it up right now. What is the Carolina Panthers salary cap as of this moment? So the Carolina Panthers, as of right now, have $23 million of cap space. But this is the problem, and this is what I've discussed with Titans fans numerously, is that the wide receivers in free agency stink. So unless if you really want to overpay for Jacoby Myers, okay, go ahead and do that. There's going to be a team that pays Jacoby Myers over $15 million a year. I'm hoping the Titans are not that team. I know what team is going to do it. I think he's good. I don't think he's worth that. Well, he's near that number. It could be 16, 17, 18 million because, Christian Kirk, I didn't expect to get 4 years, 72 million. That's what he got in free agency last year. So Jacoby Myers, he's going to get overpaid. Allen Lazard's going to get overpaid. You're looking at, outside of those two, there's other wide receivers that just aren't good. The wide receivers in free agency are terrible. So you have to draft one. Assuming you're able to do that, I think the Panthers defense last year was decent. I think this upcoming year, it should yet again be at the very least decent, competitive, be able to keep scores low, and it's going to be interesting. So my only pushback is I don't love giving up DJ Moore because you'd have to replace him, but because he was just kind of out on your franchise anyway at this point, like he's been wanting to be traded, he's been wanting to leave at this point. Because of that, I'm fine with this. I think it's fine. You're going to secure your franchise quarterback, hopefully. Hopefully Frank Reich is able to coach him up well. He's a fit for the system and everything, and I'm a believer in Young and Stroud. So even though it is essentially 3 first-round picks because DJ Moore was a first-round pick and he's still worth a first-round pick. So even though it's essentially 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, I like it. And you still have your second-round pick, so I like it. For the Bears, for the Chicago Bears, I love it. Mostly. Now, I said this, and we're going to find out. So I honestly I said this way back in December and January. I would have traded away Justin Fields and taken Young or Stroud myself. That's what I would have done. I would have traded Fields for a first and probably a little bit more, a first and a third or a first and a fourth. I think teams are still willing to give a first-round pick for Justin Fields, especially still that he's on his rookie deal. And I would have took Young or Stroud myself. That was my idea, in my opinion, because while Fields was a very good prospect, in fact, and I'll call myself out, I had Fields as a better, when the Eagles were on the clock at number 11, or was it 11? I can't remember which one it was. But I thought the Eagles should have taken or should have moved up to take Justin Fields instead of drafting Devontae Smith. That's honestly what I believed because I thought Fields was a better prospect than Jalen Hurts coming on. I did not believe in Jalen Hurts, who's now an MVP candidate. That's how much more I liked I liked Justin Fields in college more than Jalen Hurts. So I was wrong on that. I've been wrong on Fields. I liked Fields. He was a great runner of the football this year, ran for over 1,000 yards. The passing element is still not there, and yes, they need to add more talent around him. And yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm just not loving it. So that's what I would have done. But considering that, and considering the fact that, hey, I still think he was a very good prospect coming out of Ohio State. I think he can still reclaim that. I think he can still salvage. You can. And now with DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney still under contract. Equanimeous St. Brown can now be the number 4 and number 5 wide receiver that he actually is. Hey, your tight end position's been a disaster. You keep drafting Adam Shaheen. You keep drafting Cole Kmet. And maybe Kmet's not even that bad. No one really knows. But this is the problem with the Bears. Everyone keeps assuming that, well, Kmet's good. He just doesn't get enough reps. Well, then who's bad? Because someone has to be bad here. So if it's not Fields, if it's not Kmet, if it's not Mooney, is it just the coaching staff every single year? At some point, the players have to make plays. So enough excuses. You have the number 9 pick. You have DJ Moore. You have the 61st pick. People are saying, should the Bears take Jackson Smith and Jigba? Now, in my opinion, the Bears wide receiver core with DJ Moore, who, in my opinion, is he a wide receiver 1 when he's motivated? Yes. Assuming he's motivated, yes. 3 straight years over 1,100 yards in Carolina with bad quarterback play. Last year was like over 880. and with still bad quarterback play, assuming he's motivated, he's a wide receiver 1. Chase Claypool, he has motivation issues. I don't know what he is. He didn't play well for Chicago, albeit, midseason trade. He didn't play well. Darnell Mooney, over 1,000 yards, 2 years ago. Last year, didn't play well. The wide receiver core, it's good on paper. Are they going to perform? Are they going to be motivated? I don't know. They all have motivational issues. Mooney, Moore, and Chase Claypool. So don't take Jackson Smith and Jigba or Quentin Johnson at 9. That's rich. They have their left tackle now in Braxton Jones. Right tackle is fine. If you really, I don't know if you'd want to take a right tackle at 9. I think that's a little rich. I can't remember who they have starting right now at right tackle, but I remember he performed fine last year. It wasn't a big issue. So you can if you want. I might look to move up again. I think 9 is just outside of the elite prospects of this draft. You're not going to get a Jalen Carter. You're not going to get a Will Anderson. You're not going to get, I'm getting a phone call. You're not going to get a Tyree Wilson. Maybe Skoronski will be available the offensive lineman, but I mean, outside of that, I think the elite prospects of this draft are the following. I think it's Young, Stroud, Carter, assuming you have the off-field issues, and I think it's fine. It was just one bad incident, drag racing, and it's ridiculous. I'm not going to minimize that, but, that one issue. Carter, Anderson, Christian Gonzalez, in my opinion, Tyree Wilson, and that's it. I would trade back up and try to get one of those elite prospects, because I think at 9, you're going to get a good prospect. I mean, and this is what, I'm a Titans fan, so us Titans fans have been looking at number 11 and thinking about who we're going to get at number 11. We're going to get a good player, maybe a potential Pro Bowler, but there's no elite prospects by 9, in my opinion. Unless if the quarterbacks just get really overdrafted, and they probably will. But I would try to move back up and see if you can get pick 6, pick 5, pick, 7. Because I think if you're sitting at 9 and you end up with you guys need help everywhere. If you end up with a Miles Murphy, if you end up with a Joey Porter Jr., if you end up with a Peter Skoronski, if you end up with was that worth being the worst team in the league last year? I don't think so. Even if that player ends up being a Pro Bowler, and maybe it ends up being a bit better than I'm anticipating. I don't know if that's the case. I mean, sometimes, let's say a couple years ago, Micah Parsons went, 11 or whatever he went. He was an elite prospect, in my opinion. I can't believe he fell that far. You're not going to have a Micah Parsons that falls to you and you're going to get it at number 11 or whatever pick at number 9. It's not going to happen. So I would try to move back up. That's my opinion. We'll see what the Bears do, but at least you're going to have an accumulation of talent and picks coming in. Fields is going to be able to prove himself, and I do think he is going to elevate his play this year. Let me go on record and say I think he's going to be better. I think he, in a bear in the NFC, is going to be one of the better NFC quarterbacks for sure. But in a world where Dak Prescott, we're like, is it time to move on? Dak Prescott is definitively better than Justin Fields. In a world where Kyler Murray is now questionable, Kyler Murray is definitively better than Justin Fields. He's still young. He can still improve. I don't know if that's going to happen enough, over the next 5-10 years. I just don't see it. So those are my points on those two teams. Let me know your thoughts on those two teams in the comments below. As it pertains to the Tennessee Titans, this is a terrible day. This is a terrible day. And now, get the tanks ready. Fire them up. Get them ready. Get the tanks. I'm doing a truck sound there, but I don't know what sound do tanks make. I don't know. Get the tanks ready. It is time to tank in 2023. Let's get it popping. It's over. It's a wrap. It's done. With this trade, the Panthers are taking a quarterback at number 1. The Texans are taking a quarterback at number 2. The Colts, out of desperation, are going to take a quarterback at number 4. It's over. It's done. It's finished. Finito. Wrap. That's it. Goodbye, 2023. I mean, it was done anyway, even if we got one of the top quarterbacks. But now it's pointless. It's worthless. Who cares? Just get a good rookie class in here and let's develop them, and that's it. It's over. It's done. I am still of the belief that these two teams at the top, the Panthers and the Texans, cannot be so stupid to bet their entire franchise on Will Levis and Anthony Richardson. And I was down to bet the future on Stroud or Young. I am not down to bet the future on Levis or Richardson. I'm out. I'm done. That's no more quarterback for us in this draft. We're out. We're done. We're finished. No more. Second round, if you want to take Hendon Hooker, we could discuss that. First round, it's over. It's wraps. Draft your tackle. Draft your wide receiver, maybe, if you get a tackle in free agency. If not, draft your tackle. Draft Ben Jones, released, not even retired, released today. We cut Ben Jones today. So he still wants to play football, apparently. But we say, nah, let's go get a center? Wow. So now we have another position to fill, and a lot of people were assuming that we were going to fill this position anyway, but not of a release. This is shocking to me that we released Ben Jones. Crazy to me. If he was down to play, he should have been the center next year, period. I know he's getting concussed every week. I don't care. He should have been the center next year. Considering the fact that finding a center is so difficult in this. Look, I can't believe we signed him 7 years ago. That's crazy to me. It's been 7 seasons. But we haven't really had to worry about the position. Good. When we had Mawai, good. I don't like worrying about the center. I just want a center in there. Just get a center. He's there. Good. You don't have to worry about it. Now we have to go find a center. We have to go find a left guard. We have to go find a left tackle. We have to go find a right guard. If you don't really, wow. Tank. That's it. It's done. And trade Tannehill. I still don't want to trade Henry because, yes, I know I'm being a fan. I'm being biased. And look, if he asked out, then fine, trade him. If he really is like, you know what, dog, I ain't trying to be here for this. Can you trade me? Then all right, Derek, I'm sorry. Yeah, we stink. We're going to trade you. At this point, man, I am, and people are going, here we go. This is what's going to happen. On the upcoming hell. Even in the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, hour, people are going to start changing the narrative to, again, no, let's just do Tannehill and Henry, and let's get a couple of free agent acquisitions, and then let's get a good draft, and we can compete. No, I promise, we can compete next. No, we can't. No. We can compete for the AFC South. That's it. Who cares about that anymore? Seriously, guys. I mean, come on. Tank. And by the way, it's not going to be an easy tank because I think the Bucs are going to tank. I think what are the teams that would need a quarterback next year potentially that could be on this wave? The Bucs, okay, the Bucs are definitely going to tank. Let me pull up right now just to have a good, I want to make a list of teams that I think are going to take next year along with us. Because we need to think about this. Everyone just says take, and I agree, and I'm with you there now. I wasn't there entirely, now I'm there. So I think the Bucs are going to tank. The Panthers are still going to be awful, but they're going to have their quarterback. Well, I don't know. They might be competitive. But they have their quarterback now. Texas is going to have their quarterback. Cardinals are not going to be that bad again. Colts are not going to be that bad again. Broncos. No, they're not going to tank. Rams are not going to be that bad. Raiders could be bad. Raiders could be bad. But they're not going to tank. They're definitely not going to tank. Josh McDaniels wants to win. He has to prove himself and all that crap. The Falcons are going to be worse. I don't know how they've won 7 games the last 2 years. It's finally time for them to start losing games. The Falcons are going to be bad. Don't know if they're going to tank. So we are honestly in a position to where I think it's us and the Bucs that are tanking. Is there anyone else that's really tanking next year? As of right now, no. So, look, Caleb Williams is a dream. It would be miserable. It's going to be a terrible year. It's going to be a terrible year. No tickets will be sold. stadiums will be empty, and I don't care. Because at this point, the only thing that can save this franchise is a tanking year again. Look, and you can go back because I've been making videos on this channel about the Titans since 2014. Actually, I think I started 2013. I was here when we tanked the 2014, and we didn't even know we were tanking yet. People, Zach Mettenberger, Charlie Whitehurst, Jerry Walker. Go watch some of those young videos. I was 17, going on 18 years old. And I was here for that. Well, actually, it doesn't add up. No, it does. It does add up. Yeah. So I was 17 going on 18 that year. And was it miserable? Did it suck? Yeah. But at the time, I was like, hey, I believe in Jameis and Mariota. Now, was I wrong? Yes. But it was fun while it lasted. And Mariota did invigorate this franchise for a little bit. And I still believe there is an alternate universe, where Mariota worked out. I believe that. But now his confidence is shot and he needs to retire probably. Or just be a career backup. He's done. He's cooked. But Caleb Williams, I think he's him. And I thought Jameis was him. Then the next year, after his Heisman year, he struggled immensely, threw way too many interceptions. I said, even though he's throwing all these interceptions, I still think it's just like he's trying to elevate Florida State, and I don't think this is going to go to the next level. It went to the next level. Let's see how Caleb Williams plays next year. Well, I do believe he's him. You have to watch another year of tape. What we're going to do? Drake May, same thing. And by the way, I think Drake May's a little shady. I think Drake May is actually very possible that he's going to regress next year. Very, very possible. I don't think Williams will. I think Drake May really could. But I think that conversation needs to begin now. And I know Mike Vrabel doesn't want to tank. I know Ray Carthon doesn't want to tank. I know no one wants to tank. Fine. But I just don't care about this upcoming season with Tannehill and Henry. And even if you have a good draft, I just don't care. We're not going to beat the Bengals. We're not going to beat the Chiefs. We're not going to beat them. The Bills. We're not. 1, 2, 3, no chance. Not in the playoffs. Forget about it. It's not going to happen. We had our window. We lost it. We blew it. 2020, 2021, even 2019 if you want to include 2019. Those were our 3 years. That was our window. We blew it. It's gone. It's finished. Finito. We got close. Hey, if Julio Jones was healthy in 2021, if Tannehill doesn't F the game up, fine. We could have won. But it didn't happen. Tannehill sucked because, we had faith in him, and that's what happened. There was our window. It's gone. It's finished. It's closed. Get another one. It's over. If we run this next year, we're done. It's just as foolish. It's even more foolish to me than when the Steelers were still running Roethlisberger out there in 2021. It's like, dude, it's done. It's finished. Why are you still doing this? Just tank. And Tomlin can't tank. He can't do it. I know it. He's a great coach. But it's so stupid. And they got Pickett at 20, and we're going to see what's going to happen with Pickett. I don't believe in Pickett. He's a height. I don't know. Are they going to compete? I don't know. But we aren't going to compete. I guarantee you that. It's time to hit the tank bus. You got to get it popping. We got to get this quarterback in here, dog. Tannehill, even if you believe in him, he's 35, about to be 36, about to be 30. It's done. It's done. It's over. So, with that said, also some people are discussing Lamar Jackson. So, Lamar Jackson, this whole situation of him wanting a guaranteed contract and all of this, it's too much of a risk. Depending on how much the money is. The money needs to come down. You can't give him more. By the way, Deshaun Watson got a fully guaranteed contract, and people are discussing this. Is a whole conversation. I have to probably make a whole video about this because I don't want to be very shortchanged on this. But Deshaun Watson broke the system. But even outside of Deshaun Watson, Kyler Murray is like, what is he, like 160 million guaranteed? Russell Wilson, like about the same thing, like 160. I mean, Mahomes is only 150, and he has a $450 million deal for 10 years. By the way, that contract's looking terrible now. He's not even complaining about it, but he should. So it's a heavy ask, and for a franchise, well, he's 26, which is very young. A franchise right now that we don't know what we're doing. I can't give up 2 firsts and that much money for Lamar right now. Although it'd be fun, I just think we're in flux. I think we're in flux, and I think just take next year and take your. Look, I love a 21-year-old quarterback. Oh, I love a baby face. So I would just draft babyface Caleb Williams. I would just, that's what I would do. But we're going to find out. So we have a super chat that I want to get to, and then we will get out of here. But for the Tennessee Titans, awful. I mean, what a terrible day. With Ben Jones and this, we're done. We're cooked. And look, I'm still going to be following this team, making videos about this team, as always, guys. But wow, what a terrible day. What a terrible, terrible, terrible day for the Tennessee Titans today. All right, so super chat. Let's get to the super chat. Did I not? Let me update this URL. All right, so we have a super chat that comes from Philip Maddox. Philip Maddox says, bad for the Titans. These quarterback-needy teams are bluffing, in my opinion, and will pass on Levis and Anthony Richardson. They will fall to the mid-teens, and the top offensive tackles and edge will fill up the top 10. Top defensive back is in play at 11 or trade down. Are they bluffing? I don't think Jim Irsay is bluffing. The Colts need a quarterback. They're pissed. Which, by the way, if there's anything that we won today, the Colts out of desperation have to take quarterback number 3. That's a win for us. Because I don't care if it's Levis or Richardson. I think Richardson in the right system is going to be dangerous, but I think it's going to last for 3, 4, 5 years, and it's going to be nothing. I think it's just going to just explode and just pop and be nothing. So I'm not really worried about Anthony Richardson or Will Levis at all. And I feel like they're going to take him. I feel like they're not bluffing. They know they need a quarterback. They haven't drafted a quarterback in a minute since Luck, really high. I'm not talking about like Sam Ellinger. They haven't drafted a quarterback high since Andrew Luck. They know they need to do that. They know this is the perfect opportunity for them to do that, or at least it was. And they're going to. So I'm not buying that, but we'll see. Now after that happens, I still think the Raiders are going to get a free agent quarterback. So I do believe that Levis or Richardson will be available at 11 as of right now. Because as of right now, assuming the Colts are going to take Levis or Richardson. In my last mock, I had Richardson going 5 to the Seahawks. I think the Colts, I don't want to stereotype here necessarily, although I think it's fair, to be honest with you. I cannot see Anthony Richardson in a Colts jersey. I just don't see that. They love their pocket quarterbacks in Indianapolis. Even though, they had Jacoby Brissett for a little bit of a stint there, I just don't see Anthony Richardson in a Colts jersey. I mean, I don't think Jim Irsay is going to do that. I'm not saying, by the way, that's racist or anything. I'm just saying I don't see it. I feel like Will Levis would be their guy. I feel like. I could be wrong on that. Maybe Jim Irsay and them fall in love with Richardson's athletic potential and they take Richardson. And for the first time ever, I'm going to look at a Colts quarterback being like, wow, they have an athletic quarterback. Although Andrew Luck was DC athletic. I just don't buy it. So I'm feeling Levis, and then Richardson, will he still go 5 to the Seahawks? I think it's very possible. But now I'm thinking, I'll say 50-50. Let me actually say 50-50 that a quarterback will still be there for us at 11. But even if that's the case, don't take him. Please don't take him. Please don't take him. Please. Just they're not worth 11. Trust me. I was doing heavy scouting on them this week. It's going to stress me out. I don't want to do it. Just play Malik Willis then. Because while Richardson is a better athlete, taller, stronger, a better arm than Malik Willis, that's enough of a project in and of itself. If I have to go into this season watching Anthony Richardson and Malik Willis, overthrow wide receivers time and time again in training camp, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm literally going to lose my mind. I think I'd rather go to Father Ryan High School and watch the quarterbacks over there than Anthony Richardson, Malik Willis in training camp. I think I'm good. I think I'm going to pass on that. So, wow. Do not even mention that to me. Richardson and Willis. God. Oh, my God. You better hire Greg Roman. Jesus. Lord have mercy. So, outside of that, though, top OTs, fill out the top. I think the only one offensive tackle is going in the top 10. I think it's going to be Skoronski or Paris Johnson. I don't think it's going to be multiple. Edge, I agree. I think, Tyree Wilson's going to go in the top 10. We'll see about Miles Murphy. He's been falling. And then top defensive back, I think Gonzalez is going 6. I've been saying this since my mock draft a couple of days ago, but I'm going to continue to say this. I think Richardson is going in the top. I think he's going in the top 10, and I think he's going 6. At the very least 10. The Eagles will take him at 10, and then we'll see, how we feel about Joey Porter Jr. or some of the other quarterbacks available at 11. There's a lot of possibilities, but I think until the left tackle is filled, I think Johnson or Skoronski are going to be there at 11, and the time's going to take either Johnson or Skoronski at 11, and that's what I believe. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Tennessee Titans struggle today, but big wins. I think I think two teams can win a trade. Now, we're going to see what happens with Young or Stroud, whoever they take at the next level. But I like this for both teams. The Panthers were rudderless. Staying at 9 and taking a Will Levis or Anthony Richardson was, pointless to me because I don't believe in them. That's why I don't want the Titans to do it. Now they get their pick of the litter at number 1. And then the Bears trade down. They get an accumulation of draft picks. While I still don't believe in Justin Fields, if he proves to not be the answer, now you have a better team, and now you'll be prepared in the future to get the quarterback that you really need. Until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.